the decisive one here. Which team is going to go into the lower brackets? Which team is going to progress further and further into this one? As we're going to start this off strong into the pistol with already a couple of flashes being thrown out here just for information.
Mind you, we have yet to see Boom play a Haven map coming in there on, which will be part of our rotation later on. But as we're looking at things here on Bind, Eeyore opens things up. No snooze on him as Fat Penguin caught off guard. Paint Shell a bit too late to deny the plant, and that will successfully be put down as Asterix finds a pick there.
Oh, that's a great start to this, and Asterix finds a double here, leaving 2 players left standing. That's Berserks and Elmi Moore, the 2 last people here. They do have not a lot of time. The spike will be taken away here. That's a good pick. That should probably seal the deal on this round. Elmi Moore is able to get a couple. There's 3 people up in there. That recon dart is going to do a little bit of... Nah, I take that back. It's not going to hit the shots here. Awkward for everybody involved. Elmi Moore almost gets away with murder here. But at the end of it all, 3 kills. Just not enough to win them this one. And boom, they're going to take a round ahead.
Very nice opener here coming from Boom. And this composition you see in Boom is something we've seen actually time and time again recently. It's one of their most played compositions, especially coming into Bind. They played this as well the last time, but we did see them play on Bind during the group stage. I believe it was against Oasis where they did 2-0 in that, and so very, very comfortable in what they've got to bring to the table. Looking to play defaults here on the second round, trying to anticipate a play coming from AE, which I think is the right decision. You can see how forward Alter Ego are right now, looking to make a play themselves. But can they actually pull that off when Boom Esports are ready to receive it?
Gonna be forced onto that eco, and you know, Black and Blue, this is a story that has been in the making for quite a while. Both of these teams have wanted this resolution to come in. Like, they've always been fighting for the top spot. Alter Ego used to be the kings of Indonesia. Title was taken away from them by Boom Esports as time progressed. And now Alter Ego, they're looking like they're in one of the best spots in their entire careers to be the #1. And what a statement it would be if they were able to get through to Berlin and their fellow countrymen could not here. A little bit of awkward timing, but in the end, all will level out.
Well, as Blaze King finds that opener here on the B site, right for the taking. Okay, they get it done. Spike not even anywhere near to be planted because Asterisk doesn't mind. He's going to end it here. Ellipses at the end of it, 2-0, and let's see this continue on. But Alter Ego, man, during the group stages, they've only played this map once in the entire group stage.
Yeah.
And that was against Uwu itself. They went 8-13 with Uwu taking that. Composition-wise, they don't really change up much this time. The only real difference I do see is Alter Ego not having Nats on that Cypher anymore. They'll try and switch things up, having him on the Sky, which I think might be a bit more favorable, especially against how Boom plays.
I'm liking the little bit of adjustment here that we're seeing from Boom. They're gearing away from the double duelist lineup. They're having Blaze play a little bit more passive on that Sova now. You know, back in the day, it used to be the Blaze and a Dern King show on Boom. But this time they're sort of leveling up the roster and trying to play a little bit more tactical, a little bit slower. And one thing that we've noticed here about Boom Esports, with Flips Jadur in their roster over a Dern King, it feels like they reached a certain level of maturity that just feels so much more tactical, more cerebral. And I think a lot of the discussion is when they made this move was, does Flips Jadur fit better into the role of a Dern King, or does a Dern King still do a better job? And it's very clear right now that Flips Jadur is filling the role and even more.
Yeah, he had quite deep shoes to step into, but by all means, he's filling it out nicely and tightly. Although, on this push here right now, Boom, can they fill this round out in a 3v3 with Tebotol holding down the line, hopping out from Hookah, and they just meet their untimely demise in courtesy of Tebotol. Now, he has his elbow control, which can be very hard to flush out if you don't have the proper utility for it, nor the manpower, in which case Boom Esports has neither. For NC Slasher here, he's going to have to do a lot. Trapped between a rock and a hard place here in this Gubby position. He cannot swing out wide. Otherwise, he might get found by Nats here, who's crawling up behind him. This should be a crossfire in the favor of AE. who are the alpha dogs of this round for the meantime. They will shut it down, and Boom Esports hounded back as now finally Alter Ego take the opening round for their sake.
It was a little bit expensive. They'll be kind of in this weird place to decide what are we going to do here, because they're going to force 3 rebuys. And it's not going to be pretty. You want to keep those bonus rounds as clean as possible, but we'll see if they'll be able to do that here. It's definitely going to be a tough situation. But like I said, Alter Ego, one of the things that I've been noticing here from them is just that their retakes have just been so much cleaner and cleaner. Like the coordination, ever since they changed their playstyle to include Flips Jadur and to sort of put Blaze on a little bit of a step back, just to support the team a little bit more, has just been so phenomenal. They're very crispy with their zoning, they're on form with their trade frags, and it feels like they're just so much more in sync than they ever were, which is why I believe that Alter Ego has just been so transcendental lately in terms of how they've been performing.
Well, that's evident here with them taking the initiative even on the defensive side to try and go for the showers control, maybe fight for the orb, but more importantly, have that position to really play off of. Nazi are trapped between, well, quite an open spot to really cross over, but he does have some utility to work with. They are kind of hounding him here, though, with the slow orbs. He's trapped. And now, with a frag here by Flip Jitter, a trade-off from Asterisk. Devital, he's going to find one, but not enough to really avenge his teammate, as Flip Jitter will be rezzed there, coming from Asterisk, who found a double of his own. Battle Sage, every sense of the word, true and through. Now, 2-1, this could easily be a 2-2 on the board to tie things up for the side of Alter Ego. Berserk's caught out in the open there from Heaven, and this is not looking too well for AE, especially after that Hunter's Fury not connecting.
Yeah, if they don't win this round, and it looks like they won't, it's going to be very difficult. They'll be forced on a save. And so the best thing to do is write this off as a loss, take that 2-2, and step back a bit and go ahead and save up for the next round. They might be able to buy. If they do keep these 2 rifles up, it's going to be very unlikely. They'll probably be able to afford maybe 1 or 2 more, but definitely not going to be a full buy in the next one here. And one other player that I definitely think should be mentioned for this matchup, one thing that we should be looking at is Berserks. Especially on the defensive side, he's known to get very aggressive. Take those angles, take duels, and come out of them scot-free. A lot of the times he'll start around, just peek something, dash away, or dismiss away depending on what he's using, and able to get basically free rounds. One of the biggest turning points in the previous games up against like Cerberus and up against Cerberus was the amount of times he was getting free kills with the operator, pushing hard on multiple angles. That's what I'm hoping to see when he finally does get that operator in his hands.
Berserks is actually their kind of hard lock duelist main, and in that endeavor, he's been really good and efficient at it. He might not always be at the top of the scoreboard for AE, here for Alter Ego, but he gets a lot of impact frags and honestly a lot of entry frags as well. So we did see in that previous round. So Bulldog in his hands, but can he chew his way out of this one, especially for AE, who are down now 3-1.
They still managed to scrap together a little something, but it's not going to be very much. Alter Ego, they're going to be red here because Boom, they know this. They know that there's a big disadvantage, disparity in terms of weaponry. And so they're going to wait a little bit more passively to see if anybody pushes them. And they're not going to fall for any tricks right now. They know. These teams know each other so well. This is probably one of the most common matchups, or one of the most historical matchups that we've ever seen for Indonesia and actually in VCT in general. Because these guys have been butting heads for months now.
Mm-hmm. I mean, even outside of the pro circuit, when you kind of tally the amount of times these guys have went up against, I think they've had like 9 matchups now. This should be the 10th.
Yeah.
That they're actually seeing each other, and that's excluding the pro circuit. If we just talk about the pro circuit, this should be the 8th, and excluding that, 10. So
7.
These guys, they've butt heads multiple times in the past, and they know how the opposite play. They at this point, you even have to scrim each other, because you know what the rest is going to bring. But
no, they don't. I mean, I'm absolutely certain that they'll never scrim each other. I mean, because, what's the point? We'll see each other in the finals anyway, or in the semifinals, and or in the playoffs, which is exactly where we are now. Now, this is a little bit more of what I like to see here from Alter Ego. That little push up there that Berserks did make, didn't really yield much results here, but he's known for going for those aggressive early peaks for information and then relaying that team for that information to his team so that the rest of Alter Ego can make an informed decision. However, they won't be prodding now too much as they dial it back a little bit, and yet again, it's going to be a waiting game. You can see how much respect these two teams give each other because neither of them are pushing haphazardly, not going headlong into any rushes. It's really all about acquiring information first.
I mean, you don't normally see standoffs like this where they're actually like more than just a single corner between them and the opposition. You can just tell, as you said, like how much space they're willing to give up if it means that they feel they can win the round after that. And because of that, well, that will allow Boom to just calmly walk into the A site itself. Blaze able to open up things ablaze here, and Eeyore will chime in, but Debutol answering back with a showstopper of his own to find Flip Jitter. It's a big pick here in the favor of AE, but they still do not have that man advantage in their way.
I really like this post-plant setup here that we have right now from Boom. They don't plant default, they go ahead and take showers and even wall off the right side. That just allows them so much more room to get creative with how they deal with the post-plant, with the retake. And look at this, they're going to have to fight so many angles just to get closer and closer. And Eeyore is able to mop up 3 kills and secure Boom another great round, 5-1. This is not Alter Ego's map. This is clearly very much not a map that they're that comfortable on. But it's very evident that Boom are very much prepared for it. Because look at that execute towards A. That was clean. That was clinical, precise. And the way that they even dealt with that post-plant was actually clinical.
Yeah, I have to concur. I really like that setup, and it's not something that you normally see. And if anything, that's kind of setup there on the post plant where you have that Sage Wall blocking off the right side of triple as an only in C kind of thing. You don't really normally see that in other regions too much. But as you said, you know, AE not super comfortable on bind. I think it honestly has to do with Boom specifically, because if you look at their statistics, they are actually a higher win percentage bind team than Boom are. They're about like 7 points higher than Boom, which is not much, to be fair, like 7 or 8 points. But then again, those weren't against Boom, who by far Boom, even though it's only about 70% for them, it's still quite high. It's one of their best performing maps so far. And Boom, you know, we talked about it, they have that kind of playoff mode that it seems to only come alive when it really matters. In their own individual qualifiers, you know, they're coming in at the 3rd slot. People expecting them to go in first, but obviously didn't play in that. And the 2nd, they were beat out by Alter Ego to qualify as a 2nd seed, and Boom come in at 3rd. And that's not the result people were expecting, but this one, 5-1 to start things off, I think this is more in tune of how the power levels have historically kind of seemed.
There was this alternate reality where it actually wasn't Boom that went in. It would have been Galaxy Racer in X10, and that was very much a possibility. It almost became a reality. Just didn't really manifest that way. They go in no matter what, and that's why I was so confident saying that they're looking like the better team, especially with nice little taps like that. I like this aggressive setup here from Alter Ego. The propensity for a quick flank is just going to be so immediate the moment that spike goes down. But wait a minute. That's all a bit awkward. Look at where the spike is. Black and blue.
Oh, okay.
They're gonna run a gauntlet just to get it back.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh no. Okay, he does lots of damage. I don't know what's happening, but yeah, okay, classic, getting some dank damage at the end of it, but not able to really confirm the frag on the Blaze. They knew where he was, but I mean, as you said, the spike, they had to run a gauntlet to get to that. Finally, though, the chalice in their hands. But will it be enough for them to settle the table on the A site? It is ripe for the taking, and so AE are not able to deny the plan from happening, really, even though they kind of had control of it. But in the meantime, they did lots of damage in quite a thrifty round so far.
It's a little bit questionable to me, if you ask me honestly, that they would leave the spike all the way there with the one player who was going alone towards hookah. I mean, the odds of that one player going towards hookah alone and getting picked off are pretty high, equal or not. And the fact that they had... If this were a gun round, that could have gone awry real quick. But fortunately for Boom Esports, they're able to balance things out and play out their opponent. And this is what I mean. I think a little bit too much respect for both sides, if you ask me. Just Boom Esports, that was a little bit of an unforced error here. And I think it has to do with the fact that they're giving Alter Ego way too much space, even on those eco rounds.
I honestly feel like they're quite fortunate that Alter Ego aren't like taking the inches given here by Boom and converting it into miles, honestly, because I mean, there are a few openings here, and these rounds are 6-1. Could have easily been something like a
they could do so much more, right?
Yeah, it could easily be like a 5-2 or something. Right.
So this is what I like from Berserk. See, this is what he does. He's very good at looking for those opening frags here. He misses that shot for now, but he's gonna push even further in. He's gonna dash out there. He's gonna get caught, but into the safety of B site, kind of, or not. Ooh, that's a Hunter's Fury for a Hunter's Fury here, but they both miss completely.
Okay. Almost getting it there. He does get the tag. At the very
no,
least
that's still a whiff.
Well, he hit him once on Berserks. He's down to 70, so...
Yeah, but what about El Mimor?
I don't know about that one.
Yeah, I don't know about that one either, though. But,
that's a bit of a whiff there, Chief, but... Fat Penguin landing the shot on the Eeyore once again. Not gonna get caught sleeping. Nats finding one. The trade-off here from NC Slashers. So he's gonna cut things up and finds a second. He's so good on this Astra, trying to support the rest of the push. But it is down to a 2v3. Caveat here, though, for AE is that Fat Penguin's very low, but still does not mind. Finds the opposing Astra, pushing through the divide, and Asterisk is gonna get a frag off of that, too. 1v2. He is a Sage, but does not have a heal up online for him. Down to 20 HP, and the Shock Dart to bring the Lightning, the Storm, and end the round. Now, AE, that's a bit more what they need to get the ball rolling. 6-2.
That's one of those shock darts, and there's nothing you can do about that shock dart at all, because you'll barely hear it coming around the cosmic divide. All you'll get to hear it when it's too late, and that's exactly what happened. The moment that he knew he was dead, it was already at his feet. There was just nothing he could have done there. But I do want to point out what a great performance that we're seeing right here from Asterisk, from this battle sage, like you mentioned. 14 kills, and we're only at round number 9. He's had his res up quite a fair bit here, and they're looking like they're gonna press this and utilize this. One of the best things about having a battle sage on your team is that they have that res so often. It almost feels like a 6v5 in a lot of rounds.
Very true. Like, it's almost like when you have that that res up online, it's like you get the free run it back without actually having a Phoenix on your side. And we just know, right back how good of an ultimate it can be for both information and just getting kills. And you can take risky plays knowing that you can reconfirm that player after, as Flip Jitter confirms the frag on the Nats. Was, I think, a bit too eager to go for information there, and Eeyore is going to do the same to Tempotal, getting caught out in the open. Fat Penguin won, but not anymore. The Predator here from Blaze just going to hunt the Penguin down out of the air, and now suddenly it's a 4v2 once again.
They have the operator, and honestly, this is one of those situations where you should consider saving it. Retaking on an operator is difficult enough. It's even more difficult when Asterisk has a res up, and when Blaze is still alive here, they still have the Astra. There's just so much utility that you can bring with these guys, and the save call, it's better done sooner than later. They're gonna go ahead and make it now. This is gonna get another round here for Boom as we approach the 7-2 score line. Alter Ego still have a chance at making this happen, but what I think here is happening for Boom, one of the reasons I think they're getting shut down is because they really know how Alter Ego like to play. That standoff between Berserks and Blaze down towards B Long, where it came down to 2 Hunter's Fury being deployed, that only happens because of how well these two teams know each other. That only happens because they know that Berserks likes to go for those aggressive peaks with that operator and push the envelope as much as he can.
That he tried to do, not really too much avail in that endeavor, but they did win that round where he tried it, but not because of his aggression. Although, I do like the initiative, and I would hope to see a bit more of that here coming from AE. They are on the defensive side, and in that case, yes, sometimes you just kind of want to play a bit more reactive to what Boom are going to do in the attacking, but you also have to take some initiatives of your own, and with them doing this, I like this to come out from them. Although, the Gravity Well perfectly placed, they knew something was amiss, but still, Berserks will not miss that shot. Flip Jitter taken down.
That's, I think, the first real op kill that he's gotten, and it's a very, very crucial one. When operators like Berserks, like you saw it with Dubstep, they'll keep going. They will go for more and more of these picks right now. He gets spotted out by the recon. Do they dare peek him? Yeah, they do here, but he still dashes. And they might be able to go for res here. I think they will be. Yeah, that's the wall to deny him, but the Seekers will be pushing alongside Nats Laurent. Flips Jadur. Oh, this is an awkward angle to deal with. He's got to get out of there. They maintain the 4v5. And it's a very good pickup here for Alter Ego, because not only have they secured a lot of information, they've also burned the res away. But Fat Penguin looking to do even more. He gets one, followed by Nats Laurent, who's able to finally take down Asterisk, who has been the thorn in the side of Alter Ego. Flips Jadur, working his way around the smoke, able to find one here, but he's gonna be berserks to actually find NC Slasher. Nice adjustment right there. Nice reflexes to swat the jump peek. He finds 3. That's gonna be 3 kills. It could be the ace round here for Flips Jadur, the newest member in Alter Ego, proving that he can fill in the shoes of Adern King, and it's looking like he's very close to being able to do it, though. 11 seconds on the clock here. Fakes away, but it's a great idea to fake that player from heaven, but does not land the shot. It's going to be, yet again, the round going for Alter Ego, and what a round it was. What a way to get back into this game.
Imagine if he actually hit that shot on Tebotol to brought it down to a 1v1 and somehow get the plant off. Very, very real, especially when it is Flip Jitter in that clutch situation. He found the 2, but he needed an ace clutch to bring it home, and fortunately was not the case, at least for the side here of Boom fans. But they got some restitute here, or a bit of a consolation with the fact that they do have this lead, a bit of a cushion to work with, 7-3, and Boom, they still got some economy to buy up onto this. Aggression here from Berserks. He's tried this time and time again. This time not going to work just the same as the last time he tried it out, though. But once again, like the last time, will aggress this time to his untimely demise. They knew he was coming.
It's great when your aggressive upper goes for those peaks. But if you're doing the same thing again and again, to the point where you're starting to get sniffed out, especially by your national rivals, it's very difficult to get away with that kind of stuff. So adjustment has to be made here for Berserks. He can't always go for those same aggressive peaks on B long. You could get away with doing that against teams that don't know that you always do that. But this is Boom. Not only are Boom a top quality team, they're also the team that have been playing with you for like ever.
Like literally, they know forever, ever since childbirth.
Yeah, ever since the dawn of time, the advent, the creation of man, they were there. Boom eSports.
Big Bam Boom. Yeah.
Exactly. No, that was Vietnam. But Nats Laurent able to get a pick off here. Still a 2v3 on this defuse. They have information. That's a good kill, but still, it's not enough. It's gonna be Boom yet again. Just the round difference is starting to show. They're losing bodies at the start here, Alter Ego. And it's really not paying off for them. They don't have a lot of rounds to play with. Personally, I would have liked to see Berserks on the operator a little bit earlier on, just so he can start to get his groove. But the way things have been shaking up, it's just none of it is really going his way. And we could very well see a 9-3 scoreline here for Boom.
Well, with this 5-round lead that they're taking, going into potentially closing the half and making it even more, especially with the economic advantage that they've got, not looking too well for AE. Plain and simple, for them to be on the defensive side here and have yet to really get more than maybe one dominant, decisive-looking round is not a good sign for things to come. Hopefully for AE, they can wake up. Alter Ego, maybe some split personalities getting in the way, but there shouldn't be any confusion as to what this means to them. I'm sure they know that, but will they be able to really apply it into their game? It's Boom. They've been reading them like an open book, judging them by the cover, and by all means, their guesses were right. So for Boom right now, all they have to do is keep on playing their game. There is a triple stack here from AE on the Bravo site. They're trying to crawl up long, but they know that that comes with a bit of a risk. They can't necessarily just try and go in haphazardly. They have to take things a bit slower with 45 seconds left on the clock. Nat's trapped here, and the nade lands perfectly, painting the hookah red with his own blood. Good shell from Flip Jitter.
It's not just the shell, it's also the gravity well that sucked him in at the same time. So the good combo utilized perfectly, but a nice shot here from Berserks to level the playing field here. And so far, he's been hitting. He's gotten another one here. Berserks, he's looking for a third. He gets the reset, still has blades in his hands. And he's got time to work with. 17 seconds left for Boom. They have to make the decisive move. Will they go for the teleport? Not a lot of time to think. They have to clear out Berserks, who yet again bounces up, but only to find death. For the meantime, Tebutol with a showstopper, keeping things interesting for now. As Flipjider will get that plant. No, gonna be denied here for Elmi Moore. It is his time to deny. It's 8-4. Alter Ego have found a foothold in this match here. And if they win this pistol, Black and Blue, it just might be a chance.
Yeah, I mean, if they win this pistol, that would probably mean it's 8-6, and that's a lot more palatable than the current 4-round lead they have. We've seen 8-4 leads happen in the VCT here in Southeast Asia, and it's not honestly as big of a lead as you might think. 9-3, well, that's a problem, but 8-4, that's workable. And for a team like AE, who have been very scrappy in these sort of situations where they might not have the best time to play it out to a T, then all they need is a pistol round. This one opening round could decide their fate for map number 1. Can they make it happen?
There is a lot of utility being deployed here at the start of the round here. A couple of shock darts, already a lot of smokes being deployed. And it just means that Boom really want to stave off any aggressive pushes, any rushes that Alter Ego might have any notions of. But for now, what's happening is, again, poking and prodding. This is something that Boom Esports and Alter Ego, the more I think the teams get familiar with each other, the more that these slow rounds like to do. Because there's less of the chances that, you know, a rush is going to work, or, you know, your default executes are going to work. Because they know very well how it fits into that playstyle, how they like to run them. And so it's more about burning away that utility at the start of your round, doing that due diligence that you need to do just to be able to, you know, get yourself in a better position on the attacking side. And that's what they've done here. However, it's a pretty good read right now for Boom, as they have committed 3 members of their defense onto this A-hold.
They do know that Alter Ego like making early contact on the opposite side, that they eventually do push, and in this case, they're right on that gamble, but oh no, Flipjitter could not land the shot, punched here by Tebutol from a distance, and Elmi Moore is going to find one, but he's going to get traded off quickly. Berserk's up close with Asterisk to get the trade of his own, but it's a 4v2, make that a 4v1. All on to Blaze is going to have to go fiery hot to bring this one back. But look at this triple peek in the sight. There's no chance he could have made it happen. And that is the silver lining that AE were hoping for.
That's such a cheeky play to stack 4 people into lamps. And, you know, on the pistol, why the hell not? It works. It's one of the most effective. You can secure the trades. And it has good line of sight towards the spike. So there's no chance of getting mowed down. So absolutely, go for it here. 8-5 as Alter Ego, they find a little bit more of a footing here, a foothold in this match. Only 3 rounds away after that, and if they secure this anti-Ego cleanly, able to put themselves in a decent spot.
But, well, no matter what situation they're in here, Alter Ego, ultimately it goes to them to make the best out of it and to make it happen. We've seen Boom be thrifty, scrappy, and win these Ego rounds before. In this case, though, Tebutol, okay, off to a good start, but Predator and Asterisk, Blaze rather, will get the double opener. It's a 3v3 real quick, and what a shot here from Elmi Moore to shut down Blaze on that swing. 2v3. They now are stacking the CT position. Spike is still towards long, not pushing up just yet as Berserks finds Asterisk. It's all in the Flipjitter. This might be a done deal.
And indeed, they will clean up house here. 2 rounds that separates these 2 Indonesian squads, proving to us that they are pretty much tit for tat here. It was a much better start here for Boom, but Alter Ego, they're starting to get warmed up. And on the pre-show, Black and Blue, we talked just about what makes this lineup good, this matchup very good. And for me, it's the fact that Alter Ego, they're on a rise. They have found a little bit of success earlier on in the Valorant careers at the start of the year, but right now it's sort of them experiencing their renaissance. We haven't really seen them very much at all before this in an international setting, and not at all in the VCT, aside from the one in their region. they're showing to us that they can take the fight to not just people from other countries, from other regions, but also from against their own countrymen who have been the favored lineup for a very long time. This truly could be, I'd say, one of the biggest growths of any team here in Southeast Asia.
Well, just like the actual renaissance, which was quite short-lived, will that happen here for the side of AE? To be ultimately, appreciated maybe a century later, but point still stands. Gravity Well keeping them guard. They've been really favorable in that play. They love popping that Gravity Well in hookah, then following up with a nade, and Berserks will confirm the kill after Asterisk was already taken down quite low, and so AE here on the path to getting a 7th round on the board. Flip Jitter, oh, they walk by past him. Will they even expect him to be here on the Radiant Knight? He's gonna get the double off of it too. Not checking the angle, not checking the corner. Could potentially find the 3rd, but that nade will keep him at bay. But Nats, they're making it happen with the Sheriffs, laying down the law, and they're suddenly in a 3v1 to their favor. How did they make it happen?
Alter Ego picking up rounds that they really shouldn't have. And this is going to reset Boom's economy here. They're going to be broke. Just a number of good reads from Alter Ego. And they start the round of strong here. One of the biggest problems that Alter Ego had was that they were starting each and every round with a very big manpower loss at the start of it. But they've shown that they can hit the shots. And so right now, it's Alter Ego who have been picking up those early picks, have been picking up the first kills in those rounds. And what they do here, they let the round stabilize, they go for the resets, and then they win. They wait, and then they win towards the end of it. But so can Boom, as 2 great shots on the Eco manages to bring us to a 3v2. NC Slasher, to say that he's worse for wear would be a little bit of an understatement. He looks torn up right now as he's only sitting on to 7 HP.
They've been consistently finding these opening picks, and oh my gosh, Berserks with a 4K. As I was saying, they've been consistently finding these opening picks when they're on the eco round here, Boom, but they haven't been able to find more than that. They typically find 2 in those eco to start things off, but then everything just barrels down against their own hill in the favor of AE, and that's something that Boom really have to work on, trying to close out those eco rounds. Easier said than done though, when you don't have the firepower advantage, but with the manpower, there should be enough there to bring it home at least every now and then, but we have been struggling on that, and it seems, speaking of struggles, both teams here have been struggling on that defensive side over the attack. It's quite interesting to note here on Vine especially.
Nice little pick-me-up that he got there on that eco round, Berserks. After being shut down on the defensive side for quite a while, especially after being on an operator, that definitely helps your case when you can go ahead and get those kills. 4 kills especially. Look at this. Blaze is not afraid of aggression. Showstopper coming out, and they're trying to get away. They do. They try to re-peek that angle here. And it's again another game of chess. Just deploying all the utility they can just to take map control. Basically barter at this point. Map control for some utility. And flips Jitter. Looking to be the first point of contact. Manages to get around a corner here, but that nade should be enough to take Berserks out. So both of the star players, both of the duelists taking each other's lives in very anime battle style confrontation there.
A bit of a martyrdom coming in from Flip Jitter, at least to get that kill post-mortem, so it's a nice consolation prize. If I'm going to go down, I'm going to bring you down with you at the very least. But Blaze completely blind. Good pop flash there. And Ellie Moore capitalizing on it. Predators, Blaze, Eeyore rather, is going to find a double. And Fat Penguin, Tebatol find 1 apiece. Now, 1v2. He's got the res. Thing is, though, nobody really in a position to get res safely. So come down to how he can play this. He's got the heal. He's got the slow orb. That's all he's got to work with. He does spot Tebatol out, but won't be enough to really confirm the kill. Fat Penguin has been given away and will save the day here for AE, taking the round, and they have finally taken the lead away from Boom.
This is one hell of a comeback that they're mounting right now. Boom have not won a round in quite a while. This was an 8-4 halftime. This is 5 rounds in a row for Boom. We started off this game with Boom taking 2 rounds at the start and then following it up with 4 really good rounds after that. And then right after that, it was just blow for blow. But right now, Alter Ego, it feels like they've downloaded Boom. It feels like they've gotten a good read on how they like to play this defense here, because the first picks always going their way. The map control also going Alter Ego's way. Every single thing that they want, they're able to take here, and even the duels, they get traded out very, very quickly. Now, Boom has to figure out what they can do in response to that, because for now, it does seem like they're getting read like an open book, Black and Blue.
Thing is, the pages have been telling a different tale to what they might have been expecting here. Seems like Boom Esports a bit caught off guard with how well AE have been reading their strats, have been counteracting whatever plays they would put out there. Try and go for one of their own this time. BME, Boom Esports, big time organization from Indonesia, but can they live up to the expectations? Everybody's really looking for them. Double Marshall out. We've seen that kind of Arsenal buy up in a mixed buy situation, in a low eco situation, work out time and time again for some of the teams that we got here in Southeast Asia. Thing is though, Boom, they really need this round. If they give this map away as Eeyore finds it on the Berserks, that's a good start, but can they actually convert this into the round?
Hunter's Fury not going to connect to anyone yet again. In the Battle of the Hunter's Fury, they both deploy them, but nobody really finding the mark once more. It's Alter Ego who, for another time, will have an advantage coming into this one. Sure, they did lose a player early on, but it's still more than enough for them to take the current B site, which is okay in their hands here. Good spray through the smoke there just to make sure that elbow is clear, and that's going to leave asterisks in a 1v4 with only a sheriff. I do not favor his odds. That's an understatement. Might not even get one here. If he does, it's going to be helpful, but not to be. Not today here. 10-8. Boom Esports are keeping things worrisome for the rest of their Indonesian fans, because they came into this, I think, this tournament as the heavy favorites, the #1 Indonesian representative. And on their map pick, they're looking like they're getting torn to shreds here, as Alter Ego as currently the team that have the upper hand, 2 rounds up. And this entire half, Black and Blue, this entire defensive half, Alter Ego haven't missed a beat. They haven't lost a single round.
Quite literally flawless, perfect in every sense of the word here in the second half. But Blaze is able to find a double kill. Okay, leading the charge, even though he was low HP, the res woke up online, and it's exactly what Boom needed in the moment. Asterisk holding it down just to let his teammate successfully get back into the game. But in that chaos, they found their way onto the B side, and El Muir is able to find one, but Flip Jitter and NC Slasher find one apiece as well. Fat Penguin, the last man remaining, far removed esoterically from the site, is nothing to do in this. What can he even apply and what can he even try? Not much. Save the gun, that's all. Round is done.
One person left standing. I mean, sure, he probably won't even go for that. Knows that the smart thing would be to go ahead for that save, not get ahead of themselves, because that gun's still very much precious. Even though they still have a lot of money, a lot of it also has to be about denying Boom Esports that momentum. Now, Boom Esports, they've finally taken a round after losing 6 rounds in a row. That's got to feel good for them right now as they keep things still interesting here. But that being said, Alter Ego, they're only 3 rounds away from cleaning up this game and taking the victory on Boom Esports' map. This is a very big sign, Black and Blue, that Alter Ego are starting to become the favored squad. The fact that it is this close is very, very worrying for Boom Esports.
Yeah, I mean, when the map opened up, it did seem like a wash in the favor of Boom, but they're proving everybody wrong here. AE, Elmi Moore finds one, and as they go for 2 picks apiece on either side, it's down to the 3v3 as the dust settles here on the B site. Berserks finds a pick on a Flip Jitter. Now they have control of that B site. They can go for the plant here, looking for a bit of information there. They know that elbow is clear, and that should allow them to plant openly for the meantime, but Boom, we've yet to see a really good, successful retake from them here on the defensive side. They have something to work with, but not much. Their shots, though, who cares if you don't have utility when you've got aim like Asterisk does?
Nats Lorad is, though, a little bit better, and so will be Berserks to take that last kill of the round. 9-11, and Black and Blue, just these two teams have been trying to one-up each other since the dawn of time. Not literally, but, you know, ever since Valorant began. And this goes to show that there's a little bit of a trend here. I think the old guard here for Valorant, who were there at the very beginning, is starting to taper off a little bit as the younger teams, different teams are starting to experience a surge in strength and, power. Look at the top teams that are gone from this tournament. X10 are gone. They're no longer participating here. Boom Esports, they're looking very much shaky. Alter Ego, BAM are in. The Vietnamese region are here to play. So many things changing in the landscape of Southeast Asian Valorant that it might be a little bit harder to keep up for those teams that have been on the top for so long.
Yeah, it definitely has been kind of a trend, at least during the group stages, and what we see now, especially a while ago with Full Sense, the team that we kind of tapped to be the second best team in Thailand, who by default should be the second best team in C, have yet to actually win the series here in the playoffs as Flip Jitter finds Tebatol the opposing Rays, and that's certainly going to set things ablaze here, at least to start things off for Boom. It's exactly what they needed.
No way Fat Penguin wins it. How does that... Fat Penguin winning that duel in an angle he shouldn't have. I mean, Asterisk already got into a corner that he had no business getting. Nice kill from Berserks. Doesn't even need to dash away. He escapes into the safety of the smoke as Elmi Moore is able to find one and Berserks finds another. This is match point here for Alter Ego, and we're going to be seeing an upset. Not a lot of crazy plays this game, Black and Blue. But for those for the people who are a little bit more nuanced and a little bit more into the tactics of this game, this hasn't been the flashiest of games, but the mind games that have been coming into this, they're just outreading each other. It's like chess that we're witnessing here in the first game of the best of 3.
Yeah, I mean, what you're seeing right now is honestly comfortability. These two teams, they have played each other like this is like their 10th matchup, right? And that's excluding, rather including other, community tournaments and so in the official circuit, in the VCT specifically. They fought each other 8 times. This is the 8th. And that just goes to show that you can see that once they try something, it kind of seems like there's a bit of a deja vu moment where we're like, wait, we've seen that before. The next time they try that in this map specifically, we know how to counteract it because we've practiced it. We've studied it. We went over the VOD. We know how to do it. And in that moment, AE, for them to be kind of like the underdogs touted in this matchup, that just goes to show they have a bigger chip on their shoulder. And when you have more chips on the table, if there's one thing I've learned from poker, Ilu, is that you can throw more in there and have less of a care in the world of the outcome. And that kind of confidence is working for AE.
Oh, indeed. The confidence that they're having, they're showing respect to Boom. But at the same time, they're happy to take the duels. And this is why it's so crucial for them to be, because they're able to get the duels in their favor. They're winning everything. Look at this, Berserks. And he gets taken down eventually. NC Slasher is able to get him up. It's going to be the showstopper. Not going to be landing onto, I take that back. Elmi Moore does get caught off, and it's now a 3v4 here. A good chance for Boom Esports to get to double digits and deny the game to Alter Ego. They're going to be trying for that overtime play here, but they might not expect Eeyore in this close corner. He's going to be swinging wide, and he's able to find out one. He's not able to get any more, but still, it's bought some time for the rotation. Flip Jitter here to the back of the site, spots one, knows where the other one is, gets around the corner. That's going to be a good paint shell, and Flip Jitter with 3 kills. Able to keep Boom Esports in the running and catching off Alter Ego a little bit off guard.
Okay. Flip Jitter keeping them afloat for the meantime. Eeyore going 1 for 1, enough to delay them and really alert the presence here. The defenders inside the site for Boom. Capitalize on it, and Flip Jitter a triple kill for him to keep them alive. Boom Esports hanging on by a thread in the meantime. Will it be enough to really climb up that spidey hole and find their way to the real meat of things and get us into our first overtime of this entire playoffs. Remains to be seen. Oh, Berserks! Great shot, great reactions on him to catch Blaze on the jump peak.
I like that they go for the operator on this round. I like that they're confident in it, even though Berserk was getting shut down earlier in the game on the defensive half. Picking up the pace right now. He's feeling the heat. Okay, he was tempted for a second, though. But, you know, on this round, he even whips out the Blade Storm. Full stop here. Absolutely everything. They're going to throw in everything they got. They don't want to give Boom that 11. So this is pretty much do or die here for Boom. As Alter Ego, they're putting all in. They're going all in here. All the chips on the table, like you said. And this time, it ain't no bluff here. As the recon does come in, a couple of rotations will be made here. As Nats Laurent looking to get that great timing onto Eeyore. Looking a little bit sleepy on that one. And Berserk misses that right click. Somehow still alive here. And Flipsider will get traded just as quickly. Still, the move has been made. And this is looking like the game here for Alter Ego. Can they defeat the #1 in Indonesia and get ahead in this series? It's looking like it as Asterisk. He's got a little bit more left in the tank. 1v3 now as he's trying to creep up towards Elbow. They know where he is, but this triangle of doom, this crossfire, there's just no way in hell he's ever going to make this out alive. It's looking like Alter Ego is going to be the ones here emerging victorious, or will it? Trade frag failed, but the time is ticking away. He